Hello everyone, welcome back to the MCFC Lads Podcast. It's episode 12 and the Premier League is almost back. Friday night obviously kicks off, but City take on Wolves, 5:30 Saturday. I for one am buzzing. This is going to be a big preview for the whole season, not just the Wolves game. So stay tuned. I'm joined by Alex, who is now back in England.
I am now back in England. Holiday is over. Premier League season is nearly back. Things are getting very, very exciting. Obviously Wolves this weekend, but yeah, we've got a lot of previewing to do for the whole season.
Yeah, well, obviously there's so much going on in the world of Man City, so many crazy transfers and stuff that are going down at the moment. I don't really know where to start, but what I will say is we've got a big video with a number of City creators, basically like a preview for the season. That is going to hold a lot of predictions, so stay tuned for that on YouTube. But this is obviously the podcast. Alex, we jumped into a YouTube video the other day because of all the carnage. What is happening?
A lot is happening. Obviously, there's videos going into full depth if you want it on the Rodrigo stuff. There's also a video yesterday about the goalkeeper stuff. But so Savio might be off to Spurs. We don't really know too much about that. That's gone a bit quiet now. Rodrigo will come in if Savio goes. And then all of a sudden the other day, the goalkeeper stuff came out, and all of a sudden Edison might be off to Galatasaray. Donnarumma might be coming to City. We just don't really know, to be honest. It's gone mental, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's gone absolutely crazy. Like Alex said, there's a video on YouTube if you want to hear more about the goalkeeper situation that was uploaded yesterday. But any more departures other than, Edison, what do you make of James McAtee? Looks to be done.
Yeah.
Rico Lewis to Forest. I didn't really see that coming, but I don't know if I don't think that'll last. I think we'll probably keep Rico Lewis. The Kovacic to Saudi Arabia stuff, do you buy into that? Or
well, by the sounds of it, City want to keep hold of him, which slightly confuses me given the amount of midfielders we've got. But, I mean, it is what it is. It sounds like he's going to be staying. So I can't really see anyone. Well, obviously, like you said, McAtee, Grealish is gone. But outside of that, I can't really see any new players leaving that we haven't already heard about leaving. But, I mean, it's just crazy the window at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, basically, Alex, to start off for the preview for the season, I just want to get your... Obviously, if people watched or listened last week, you've not called City to win the league, whereas I have.
I've not.
But if you were to kind of predict now a rating out of 10 for the season, how you think it's going to go, maybe a player of the season, and... yeah, just give us a little preview of sort of how you think the season's going to go. Just a general couple of minutes.
So I'll give an early rating of a 7.5. I don't think it's going to be a bad season. It's certainly going to be an improvement on last season. I do think there'll be a trophy to go somewhere. I'm sure we'll go into a deeper dive of sort of other competitions as well later on. Player of the season, it's going to be difficult. Last year, I think we both agree it was Josko Gvardiol. He was also voted the Etihad Player of the Year, which was absolutely fair enough. A lot of players have got a chance for it this year, I think. Haaland's always in with a chance. He's going to score a lot of goals. I'm almost certain he wins the Golden Boot this year. I think we both said he would in our Premier League predictions last week or the week before. I can't remember which week we did it.
Yeah.
Ryan Cherky looks very good in pre-season. He's got a chance of winning it. Tierney Reinders as well. Phil Foden maybe comes back. Oscar Bob could do something special this year. We might sign Rodrigo. I mean, there's so many names that could be sort of player of the season at the end of the year. I think I'm going to go early and I'm going to say it's going to be Ryan Cherky. I think we're between Ryan Cherky and Tierney Reinders, but for me, it will just about be edged by Ryan Cherky. I think he'll get a lot of goals this year, a lot of goal contributions. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting season coming up. It's the most excited I've been for a season for a while. Probably since the Haaland season when Haaland joined. But I do think it is going to be a good season for City. I do think we're going to win the league. I've gone on and defended us on the overlap if anyone listened to that. But I do think people are sleeping on City. Even the bookies have got us at like nearly 4-1. I think we should be way ahead of Arsenal in terms of winning the league. I know they had a great run in the Champions League last season, but I don't think Arsenal have got the minerals to go and win a league title, especially with the signings they've made. Gyökeres is completely unproven in the Premier League. Zubimendi, I'm just not sure about them. I think City should be ahead of Arsenal, but I mean, who are we to, care really about that? If we can go and win the league title, that's the only way we can shut them up, isn't it? So, for this kind of segment of the podcast, I tweeted out on Twitter, Luke Stanley 03. I just wanted to get some questions because I think the best way you can do a preview is just by discussing a few questions that people had ahead of the new season. So, first up, Tally has asked, with all the attackers we possibly could have, how should we start games and what different systems could there be? Alex, I'll leave that on for you, mate.
I mean, it's a very difficult one because right now there's just so many attacking options. You've got Phil
Yeah.
Foden, Cherky, who can play attack midfield. They can both play wide. Right now we've got Savio, we've got Doku and Bob who can all play on the right. Marmoush can also play over on the right. Obviously, we don't know about the future of Savio right now. Over on the left, we've obviously got Marmoush and Doku. Savio played over there a little bit last year. I don't think Bob so much can play over there, but like I said before, we could see Foden over there as well. So many options. Obviously, we've even got Divine Macaster as well, who's going to be breaking through this year. And obviously, up front, we're a bit lighter. We've got Haaland. We could also see a false nine. Divine Macaster again could play up front. We saw that in the pre-season friendly on the weekend. And then the likes of Marmoush can also play through the middle. So it's definitely difficult. It will definitely depend on the future of Savio and if we sign Rodrigo. Because if Rodrigo does sign, I can't see any way that he's not in the first 11. But as of the squad we've got right now, it'll obviously be Haaland through the middle. I would personally like to see Oscar Bob on the right. I think Savio's a good player, but I want to see Oscar Bob have his breakout year this year. So I think Oscar Bob off the right. And I think it will be Marmoush off the left to begin with. But I mean, Jeremy Doku looked very promising in the Club World Cup. So I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks his way into the team. And then behind the strikers, I mean, Ryan Cherky, Phil Foden. There's just so many options. It's such an exciting team this season. So for me, that'd be my front three. In terms of behind, I don't really know how I'd play. But yeah, what would your front three be?
Yeah, Oscar Bob is one for me, mate. We're both big fans. You were an early investor into Oscar Bob.
I was.
For context, at Belgrade away in 2023, Alex was absolutely trolleyed.
Yeah.
And he was just shouting Oscar Bob in the streets. He got lost in Belgrade, singing Oscar Bob by himself, and then eventually found us again. And then obviously that big game against Newcastle he had in the January where he scored that winning goal projected us towards that league title. I know KDB had a huge impact in that game as well. But Oscar Bob, we're both big fans. I think, like you said, he's going to have his breakout season. I think he's definitely one to watch. I think the general media don't even talk about him a lot, which is, I suppose, an advantage for us. There's no pressure on him at all. But I think he's going to have an unbelievable season. Obviously, Haaland. And like you said, it's a bit unknown. Will we get Rodrigo? Will we not? But Marmoush on the left is definitely an option for me that I can see, going forward. Ryan Cherky just behind in that kind of KDB role. I'm excited to see how we do line up, and we have got a number of options, whereas last season, did it go a little bit stale, you could argue? Maybe. But moving on, Joe Warren has asked, do we think Macaster gets any game time in the Cups, and will it help ease the burden or load on Haaland? To answer that one straight away, I do think he will get a bit of time. So the fact he went on that 22-man squad was a big statement for me, and I do think he's a great player. Look at his stats last season, unbelievable. He's still so young as well. I think he'll play a bit. I think the sort of Watford, the sort of Plymouth games we had last season, they're the kind of target games for him at the moment because he's not really played any first team men's football up to now. But yeah, I think he definitely will play, and like he said there, Joe, Haaland's not really had that much support really in terms of signings coming in. Obviously Marmoush could play there, but yeah, what do you make of it?
Yeah, because it's an interesting one. I think there's a lot of sort of dependent things on whether he will play. Number one is just the draws in the Cup. If we have difficult games in the Cup, then obviously Macaster's minutes are going to be more limited. If we get Salford again, we get Watford again, then yeah, I agree he will be playing. Another thing is injuries. I think one of the reasons he probably did come on the pre-season game to Palermo was because the likes of Foden weren't fit, and that will have helped his case. But I mean, he's definitely good enough. The stats last year speak for themselves. He looked very comfortable when he came off the bench against Palermo. Got himself a nice little assist to Tiani Reinders. But I'd like to see him next year. But like I said, I think it all depends on who we draw in the Cup, how we get on in the Champions League, because then maybe you could play some later rounds, and just the fitness of the players, to be honest.
So it's been long awaited. We've had people asking how can they kind of help support the channel, all that good stuff. For starters, you can leave a like, you can subscribe, you can comment, all that free stuff helps us. But we have now launched the MCFC Lads membership on YouTube. So starting off, we've got MCFC Lads Plus, we've got MCFC Lads Silver, and we've got MCFC Lads Gold. Each tier gives you a different number of perks, different stuff you can get involved with. But the main thing is, anyone that wants to help the channel, support the channel, you can now do that. Don't feel like you have to, but if you would like to, you can get involved, and obviously you might feature in a few call-in shows and all that good stuff. If you want to support the channel, you now can, and we appreciate anyone that does. So Bailey's asked, what's a starting 11 for the big games? Like, I know it will change, but he's basically asking, if we had a fully fit team, I imagine, what's the starting 11? So we'll do this one together, Alex. The keeper one's a bit difficult, but should we just bung Edison in there for now?
I mean, as of right this sec, we'll do it based off the team we've got today. With the filming this, so we'll put Edison in goal 100%.
Yeah, Ederson in goal. Ait Nouri left back seems a no-brainer.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I take it you'd have Gvardiol and Diaz at centre back.
It would be, although I'd say it's very possible if Stones can stay fit for a prolonged period of time that he maybe gets in ahead of Diaz. But I mean, the likelihood of him staying fit's not particularly high. So yeah, we'll go with Gvardiol and Diaz for that one.
Could we see Stones at right back?
Well, that could be another option, because obviously we don't have an out-and-out right-back unless you count Rico Lewis, but I still don't really see him as a right-back. So I think it will be a
centre-back. If everyone's fully fit, would you put Stones there?
I think for a big game, yeah, I probably would, unless we get to see more of Kusanov maybe at right-back. But yeah, I'd go right now, Kusanov, Stones.
Kusanov's a great shout, especially with his pace, and he's played there against like Vinicius Junior and stuff. So yeah, we'll go with that back four. I agree with that. Rodri, Reinders and Cherky, is that what you're backing, or would you have Captain Bernardo in there as well?
No, I wouldn't have Bernardo. I think Rodri, Reinders and Cherky is probably it, but then it just feels wrong not having Phil Foden in that sort of 10 role. But I mean, so many options. I mean, I'll agree with what you're saying there, but I mean, Foden could easily come in.
Yeah, so you put a Foden there, or does Foden get a shout on left wing over a Marmouche? I mean, it's tough. I suppose it's all form based as well. It's a great question, to be fair, from Bailey. But I suppose if we're talking about the Arsenal game or the derby that are at the start of the season, I suppose that's what we're thinking of now. But if Phil Foden hits a huge vein of form, or Nunes has 10 amazing games at right back,
then
you can't ignore form. But yeah, it's a great question. And then I take it your front three obviously depends on who we've got at right wing. But who are you putting in your front three?
I'll go with the front three that I said earlier. I'll say Bob, Harlan, and Marmouche for me.
Yeah, Oscar Bob getting a shout. I like that. I'll agree with that. Yeah, good question from Bailey there. The next one up is, hang on a minute. Somebody said somewhere we have crowd footage of Ederson's scorpion kick save in his first season after the ref blew the whistle. Commentators went mad, but it was never shown on TV. I mean, I don't even remember that.
I have no recollection of that. I feel like I would remember.
That's from Jay. That's from Jay. I mean, if that's true, Jay, leave a comment, mate. Or if anyone knows about that, leave a comment, because that does sound a bit mad. Sounds like the ref had already blown. So yeah, that's mad. Might not have been a camera on it, but somebody might have a video from the crowd, is what he's saying. Anyway, we'll give him that question. How many points are we taking from the first 5 games? City HQ says it's not the actual City HQ. Just for context, it's a different one.
I'm trying to think. So our first 5 games are Wolves away. We've got Spurs at home. We've got Brighton away. We've got, is it United and Arsenal after that? United and
then Arsenal, yeah.
So it is a very tricky first 5 games then, especially given that the Arsenal game's at the Emirates. We definitely beat United. Or we better beat United. I won't be happy if we don't. Tottenham's a tricky game as well. I mean, it is a really tricky first 5 games.
My prediction, I'm going to go 11.
11 was the number in my head. I don't think we lose, but I think that the points drop maybe come a bit of surprise, maybe a Brighton away. It wouldn't even surprise me if we dropped the points, Tottenham at home and Brighton away, and then went and beat Arsenal at the Emirates.
Yeah, what I've gone for, early season games against big clubs, I think they always are very likely. I mean, think about the Arsenal game last year. The end is draws so often. We've played Liverpool early before, drawn. Neither team wants to lose, and it ends up not quite being the cracker you want it to be. Or the first half's mad, and it just dies.
Yeah, do you remember the game at the Emirates a few years ago when they won in the last minute, and it was just the most horrendous game of football? Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if it's like that all over again.
Yeah, JC has asked, rank these 3 from most to least minutes, and he's gone Bob, O'Reilly, Lewis, and I would say he's already got them in order there. I think it's Bob, O'Reilly, Lewis.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad shout.
JC traps there.
Yeah, I think O'Reilly and Lewis will be very close. I think it just depends again on injuries, and I mean they can both play fullback and they can both play midfield, so it just depends on who gets the nod in midfield more, I guess. But I reckon it'll be pretty even between those two. But yeah, I think Bob definitely gets the most minutes.
Yeah, and the last one we'll go for off these questions is from Wool MCFC, and they've said, do you have any pre-match rituals that you do before the game or where we watch a City game? Do you, Alex? Kind of depends, doesn't it? We actually do. We do actually, to be fair, for the Champions League.
Yeah, we always go Nando's before a Champions League game.
We go for a little Nando's, and then we'll go. We just go Nando's Mary D's basically, isn't it? Nando's Mary D's in the ground maybe half an hour before to get a pint in before the game.
I always used to be really weird.
That's Champions League games anyway.
Yeah, my entrance before the expansion was always Z, and for some reason I'd always go to the right Z entrance rather than left one. I've got no reason why it was just like the same all the time. And then we've got a very controversial routine in Brighton that doesn't seem to be very popular amongst Twitter.
Mate, I don't know if we're sticking to that one this year.
No, I'm not sure we will this year.
For some reason, got stuck in Brighton for like 9 hours before the game. It was ages, wasn't it? It was ages.
It was.
For some reason, we had a game of mini golf, and then we've done that twice since. We've done it twice. We've done it twice, haven't we?
Yeah.
Don't know. Anyway, we get rinsed on Twitter for it. Oh well, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, it's not like we're not embracing the culture. Like
exactly.
We had a little game of mini golf and then went and slammed a few beers in a Spoons, I think, last time. I can't remember. Anyway, that's the questions. Alex, we're going to move on a little bit earlier than we normally do to the quiz, mate, that you've prepared.
Yeah.
And we're back. Season 1 of the quiz over the summer. I was victorious with, I don't know how many points, but I beat you.
You did.
And we're back. So we'll do 10 rounds again, 5 sets of questions each, and that'll be over the next we won't do the quiz every week if there's a lot to talk about, but there'll be sort of 10 quizzes over the next number of weeks. We'll see who wins it, mate.
Yeah, so we'll
fire away.
We'll just get straight into it on week 1. And obviously there's talk of Brazilians coming to Manchester City this summer with Rodrigo potentially coming in, Savio potentially leaving. I want you to name me 3 Brazilians to play for Manchester City that have not played under Pep Guardiola.
Fernando, Robinho, Nilano.
Fernando has played under Pep.
Do I get a life or is that just lost?
I'll give you a life because it was a correct answer, just it wasn't.
Silvinho.
Yeah. So you get the point for that one.
Yes.
That's 1 out of 1 so far.
Right, I'll stick. You know what? That was fair, mate. Next time I do the quiz, if there's one there, I'll give you a little life. But any others in the comments? Give us them. Give us any others in the comments that you can think of. Right, go on.
Moving on to number 2. Obviously, on Saturday we head to Molineux for our first game of the Premier League season. I want you to name both of the goal scorers last time we played at Molineux.
Last time we played at Molineux. Strand Larson.
I was on about the City ones, to be fair, but I mean...
John Stones and Gvardiol.
Correct. You've got it. It's 2 for 2. We're going to stick with the theme of the first day of the season. And this year away at Molineux, obviously, I want you to tell me the last season that we played at home on the first game of the season.
Ooh, you know what? I forgot about this. I think United have had a ridiculous run.
They have.
And I think, so what it is you can get like well, this is what my dad reckons anyway. If someone thinks differently, leave it in the comments. Basically, you can request to have a game at home or away at a certain point, and you get like 1 or 2 requests. And United, every single season, requests to have the first game at home, and I don't really know why. I think it's so they get that 1 win and they can say they were top of the league. But yeah, it's beyond stats now. I'm pretty sure they've had it about 10 years in a row. I mean, I'm not that sure, to be fair, but I'm gonna say the last time was 2014-15.
Not quite. It was actually, I want to say like 9 years ago today from the day we recorded this podcast. It was 2016-17, Pep Guardiola's first ever game against Sunderland.
Yeah, Sunderland. I did think that, but then I thought, did he play a game before that? Yeah. Fair enough.
I believe the reason is because we always have concerts at the Etihad. We always request to play away first game, so the pitch has a little bit longer to sort itself out.
Is that what it is?
This year, given we've had cranes on the pitch, I'm pretty sure we asked the first 2 or 3, but we got 1.
Well, I've slated United, so we'll stick with
we'll stick with that. So that's 2 out of 3 so far. We'll move on to question number 4. And we're going to stick with the theme of Brazilians and Rodrigo specifically. I want you to tell me how many times has Rodrigo scored against Manchester City?
Oof. I'm just going to go with my gut and say 4.
And you'd be correct. Question number 4, the answer is 4, and it leaves you a 3 out of 4.
He got 2 in the disaster class in 2022. He got one last year.
He didn't
won the year before, is that right? No, did he not? I got it right anyway.
Yeah.
Fairs. I don't know when were the others then. Go on.
It was the 23-24 season. He scored at the Etihad when they beat us on penalties, and I'm pretty sure he scored in the 3-3 as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Right, I'll take that. 3 for 4.
And then we'll move on to question 5. And this one is a tricky one, so fair enough if you don't get this one. Obviously, Savio is linked to move to Spurs this summer. I want you to tell me the last player that City sold to Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, I don't know why this has come straight into my head, but I'm going to go call Luca.
That's a very good shout because he was not. He wasn't the last one. He was the one before that.
Oh,
the answer is Emmanuel Adebayor.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm still happy. I'm still happy with my shout.
It was a good guess.
It's one of them. I've not got the point, but I've sort of got high five. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did
for that one. So yeah, 3 out of 5. I think it's a very solid start. Some tricky questions, like you said. If you did or didn't get any of them questions, let us know in the comments. I want to know how people did on them because there was some tricky ones. But yeah, moving on, Alex, from the quiz, and we'll talk now about the season ahead. The trophies, you don't think we're winning the Premier League, but the Champions League, now the draw's in a couple of weeks. I'm excited for that. There'll definitely be some content surrounding that. How do you think we'll fare in the Champions League this season?
I think it goes without saying that I think we will improve on last year's playoff knockout. That was very disappointing. Last year was very poor. We started so well and then it just all went downhill. To be honest, every competition went downhill. But I do think we'll compete very well. I think on our day, we're capable of beating absolutely anyone. That Juventus game to me showed the level that we can be at and sort of that we can destroy some very good teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Obviously, the draw is a big thing with Europe. And at the end of the day, it's all luck. You can't... It doesn't matter if you're the best team in the world. It doesn't mean you're going to win the Champions League. And we've seen that many times. But I'd like to see us get to at least the semi-finals. I think we will get to at least the semi-finals. From there, it is, like I said, it's just luck. You'll get to just go for you, against you, injuries, all of that. It can go wrong. But I'd like to see us get to at least the semi-finals. I'd like to see us not draw Real Madrid because I am so fed up of playing that football club. But yeah, I'm very, very excited.
I've got a bad feeling about them. I have a weird feeling we're going to end up playing them twice. Because... in the sense, like, away. Because, mate, we could easily get them. Literally, we have the same chance as any team of getting them away in the group phase. And then we always play them in the knockouts. So, I have a bad feeling. I hope we just don't see them at all, to be honest. I'm sick of them as well. But, yeah, I think the Champions League, I think we're going to get in the top 8. Last year, I know I said that. But I think the top 8's probably easier to get in than people think. Getting in the top 8 sets us nicely up, means we don't have to play that extra round that we had to play this year and lost. I think we'll get in the top 8. And again, I think there'll be teams that you don't really expect to get into that do get in. And I think that's why UEFA's probably flawed a little bit in making these new rules, because they wanted to basically make it... I think they basically wanted to make sure all the big teams got through, and they actually did the opposite, really, because it's such a strange format. But I think we'll get in the top 8. And like you said, it's all based on the draw. You could get a really difficult team and beat them or lose early on, and then you could get a number of easier teams. But I don't think anyone in the knockouts is easy to play, really.
No.
I think we could win it, but like you said, I'd never predict City to win the Champions League, because it's not like the league where you win it on consistency. There's been time and time again where we should have won it. Years of being dominating teams and somehow losing on away goals. So I'd never predict City to win the Champions League, but I think we're in a position where we have a good chance, and we are a bit of an unpredictable team. We're a bit of an unknown entity to a lot of teams. So, yeah, I think we've got a good chance. Hopefully, I'm just looking right now at whatever this is. I think this was 20p. You can't see it, but it's some random Eiffel Tower that is next to me that was 20 cents when we went to PSG away. So, that's the sort of nonsense you get on the MCFC Lads podcast. But... yeah, maybe we're going to win it. Maybe we're going to get it passed on to us from PSG. So yeah, I think Champions League, I think we have a decent chance. League Cup, FA Cup, again, decent chance, but it's all about the draw, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about the draw. It's all about luck. But like I say, we'll just wait and see. We'll probably, like I said, do some content around the draw when it happens. We'll both be doing at least a few of the European aways, if not all. Yeah. So very, very exciting times.
Yeah, should be good. Hopefully a big season. Let us know in the comments again. I know I keep saying it, but we want to hear what you guys think. We want to interact with you as much as we can. What do you think about the Champions League and the Cups? Do you think we've got a chance? Moving on, though, to one of the final segments, we've got Wolves. Wolves' first game of the season away. But before we talk about the game, we have got a little bit of insight from a great podcast, Talking Wolves, for starters. And it's Dave. I know Dave from, he's been on the Overlap and stuff like that, and he's a top guy, so make sure you check out the Talking Wolves podcast. But yeah, he's given us a little bit of insight into how he thinks the game's going to go.
Hey Luke and Manchester City fans, this is Dave from Talking Wolves. Hope you guys are keeping well. Hopefully you've enjoyed your summer. Yes, we kick off the Premier League season at Molineux this weekend, and I'm sure Manchester City fans are a lot more confident than us Wolves fans are at the moment. I always try and be glass half full in these situations, and I really do hope Wolves and the club can pull it out of the bag before the end of the transfer window, because it's been a real slow summer for us. Of course, we've lost some key players, Matheus Cunha, Ryan Aït-Nouri's gone to yourselves, Nelson Semedo has gone, amongst a number of other players for Wolves, and we've been a little bit slow in regards to strengthening the squad and replacing them. So there is a little bit of frustration, nervousness and negativity around Wolves right now. Doesn't help the fact that we didn't win a single game in pre-season. The performances were a little bit slow, struggled going forward a little bit. Wolves weren't the only team to play like that. I've seen a few teams, Nottingham Forest included, scored just one goal across pre-season and didn't win. So, we're not alone in that, but we really need Wolves to turn up this weekend against City. Jean Arias, I would say, is probably the man to watch. He ended up being in the team of the tournament for the Club World Cup. You may have heard his name. I'm really hoping that he can help contribute towards the loss of Matheus Cunha. But yeah, if you go into the game at Molineux, I know it's not the best away end, but try and get there as early as you can. There's going to be some great tributes to Diogo Jota at the ground there, so it'd be great to see as many fans in there, and of course Man City fans supporting it as well, which would be fantastic. But lads, after Saturday and the reverse fixture, all the best for the rest of the season, and I'm sure I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Cheers, boys.
Right, so Alex, Wolves' first game last year, as we've already talked about, 2-1. It was a pretty lucky win. I would say lucky. There was nothing about that game that we probably deserved to win. Last minute John Stones 90+5 header. And in the years before, we have struggled a little bit. We got beaten there a couple of seasons ago. But how do you think this game's going to go?
I do think we're going to win. I think we're going to start the season strong. I think, although we've not really played any pre-season, I thought against Palermo we did look sharp. It'll be interesting what team starts. I'm sure we'll go into that in just a second, but I do think we'll win. Wolves are going to struggle this year at the end of the day. I mean, they've lost some key players. They've lost Cunha. They've lost Aït-Nouri. It'll be Aït-Nouri's first time back at the Molineux. It'll be also interesting to see if we play Núñez, given he's obviously not had a great reception when he's been there the past. It'll be interesting to see if that plays into Pep's plans as well, actually, thinking about it. But I think we will win. I'm going to go with a first day of the season 3-1 win for Manchester City on Saturday. What are you saying?
Yeah, like you said, away game. I think we're going to win because I'm just looking here. Wolves failed to win a pre-season friendly during Vitor Pereira's first pre-season in charge, which is a poor preparation as supporters are desperate to see them break their August curse. This is on Flash Score, by the way. I'm not going to just plagiarise and steal their information. But, Wolves had a very poor... I mean, we both predicted, actually. They had a very poor end to the season. Pereira did very well when he came in. And he won a lot of games. He was in the pub. He was in spoons with all the Wolves fans. But I just think... I know Dave there is giving his thoughts, but I do just think as well that they are going to struggle with this game. And I think we're going to convincingly beat them. I think we're going to beat Wolves 3-0. I think we're going to get off to a great start. Predicted lineup, Alex. The goalie situation we've talked about, but we can only judge it off what we know. Edison in goal.
I actually think it with James Trafford on the basis that...
You think it with James Trafford? Okay.
There's uncertainty over the future of Edison at the moment. And so I don't think Pep will want someone that's not 100% in the game. And also, I don't know if it matters or not, but James Trafford was one that started. Obviously, they both played 45 minutes against Palermo, but I think maybe the fact that he started could be an insight that maybe just to start the season he might be given a go.
Yeah, I'll back that. So we'll go James Trafford in goal, Aït-Nouri left back, Gvardiol, Diaz.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know.
Núñez, I'd go.
Do we know if Gvardiol is fit for the game yet? Or
true, actually. If he's fit, it'll be Gvardiol.
Yeah, it will be.
What do you reckon, Kuzanov if it's not?
I think it might be John Stones, If John Stones is fit, he's been fit for a while, so I'd go Stones, Diaz. And then again at right back, I know you just said Núñez, but obviously Pep didn't fancy him last time he went to Molineux. In fact, I think he got hooked off in the first half, the first year, because of, I think, Pep thought it was just creating a bit of an intense atmosphere. And Lewis has done well in pre-season so far, but I'm happy to go with Núñez for the time being.
I'll go Núñez. You know why? Because when he came on last year, he was unbelievable. He almost won us that corner and almost scored as well. So I think we'll go Núñez right back. I'm thinking it's got to be Reinders. There's no doubt Reinders is starting. Who else would you pop in midfield there?
I think if Nico doesn't start, there's going to be riots on Twitter between Manchester City fans. Surely Nico's got to start in midfield.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go Reinders, Nico, and I think Cherky could start.
I think it'll be Cherky as well. Foden's not even fully fit, so I think that makes Pep's decision to start.
And then he's saying Marmoush, Haaland, Bob, like we said earlier.
Yeah, I think it'll be the same front three that started the game against Palermo. I think it's a good front three, and I look forward to seeing it, to be honest, especially with Savio.
Yeah, I am.
Obviously, rumoured to leave.
Yeah, I am pretty confident, and cheers again to Dave for his input there. I've linked his channel in the YouTube description. So yeah, shout out to him. But moving on from City, I just wanted to, before we wrap it up, Alex, it's the first game of the season. We've done our predictions, we've done our City predictions. Shall we just get now a little look at each of the first 10 Premier League games?
Yeah.
And see how you think each one's going to go. So the first one on the 15th, the Friday night, is Liverpool-Bournemouth. I think it's only going one way, that one, mate.
Yeah, they didn't win the Charity Shield, but I can almost certainly see them winning that one. I'm going to say that's going to be 3-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, I'll go with like a 2-0 Liverpool, pretty standard. 12:30, first one of the season. It's Villa-Newcastle. And this one can be quite weird sometimes, this game. But 12:30, I think it's going to be a score draw, and I'm going to go 2-2. I know Villa are a bit shaky, but I think Newcastle, with all the Isaac stuff blowing around, I think it's going to be a bit of a weird one. I'm going to go 2-2 for that one.
Yeah, I don't think Newcastle have won a game in pre-season yet. It's been not a great start for them. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Villa win there. Like you said, they're not in a great window, but I think Newcastle are just a bit all over the place at the moment.
And yeah, next one, Brighton-Fulham. It's a 3pm. There's 3pm kickoffs on the first day. How does that one go, mate?
Brighton 2-0 for me. I've not got too much more to say about that.
Brighton 2-0, yeah. I'll back a little 2-1 Brighton, and then I'll go Sunderland-West Ham's going to be 2-1 West Ham. I think they get the job done. Sunderland will score, but
I think I'm going to go with 1-1 for that. I said West Ham would struggle this season, so I'm going to go 1-1, but it's going to be a late West Ham equaliser.
Okay, Tottenham-Burnley. I think Thomas Frank will get a decent start with a 2-0 for that one.
Yeah, pretty easy start for Thomas Frank there. I'm going to go with 4-1. I think they're going to start bright.
4-1, okay. And then next up, we've got Nottingham Forest, Brentford. What am I on about? We've already mentioned City Wolves, so we'll skip past that. Next up, after that, the 2pm on the Sunday is Nottingham Forest, Brentford. And I think Brentford is going to be a bit of a weird start for them, so I'm going to go Forest 2-0. Chris Wood gets one.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm going to go with a Forest 2-0 win on that one.
Chelsea Palace. Chelsea win that 2-0. Again, pretty standard.
Yeah,
2-0, 3-1, that kind of score.
They've looked very sharp in
decent this
pre-season.
season,
Just won the Club World Cup. Palace might be losing Gahey, might be losing Eze, a bit of turbulence around the club again. All the Conference League stuff going for them. So I'm going to go with Chelsea 3-1 for that.
Yeah, United, Arsenal. Now, whenever United play big games, they seem to just get draws, but I don't think they're getting one here. I think they're going to be pretty poor. I think Arsenal will blow them away with a 3-1.
I'm going to go with a draw for that on the basis that United will always start the season well, and I'm almost certain they're going to get a good result there, and there's going to be hype saying, "Oh, United are back, Amron's sorted it out." So I'll go with 1-1.
I agree with the reaction if they do get a result, but I think they lose that. And then finally, Leeds, Everton. I think Leeds might surprise a few people, but I think Everton, with some of the signings they've made, they get a 1-0 done here. Everton win 1-0.
I'm going to go with a 2-0 Everton with a Jack Grealish goal.
Nice. Well, yeah, obviously Jack Grealish has gone to Everton, wishing him the best of luck for the season. But before we wrap it up, I'm just going to get the Fantasy Premier League code, because I know a load of people have been asking for it. And Alex will flash this up on screen, hopefully, if he remembers. If he doesn't, then just listen carefully to this code that I'm finding right this minute for you. The code for the FPL is IHZOZE. IHZOZE. I mean, I'll just show it to the camera. It's on that post from a few weeks ago. You can see it there.
Get yourselves in it, and we'll do an update.
Get yourselves in. There's a lot of people in there. Yeah, there's a lot of people in there. We'll do a little FPL chat. Obviously, me and Alex have got a league. And the loser, Alex, of that league, with a number of our friends from City, what is the punishment, mate?
They're getting beaned. They're getting chucked at a load.
They're getting covered in baked beans. That is the punishment. So I'm not losing. Last year, Alex was the winner, I stumbled last season, I was poor, but on FPL this season I'm going to be back. I had a City season last season, I'm going to be back to my best. I just mimic City. But anyway, yeah, make sure you captain Haaland for the first week. And join the FPL. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe on YouTube, and head over to Spotify as well and drop us a follow over there if you can, because it will help us out. But yeah, numbers are going up and we appreciate the support, obviously with the channel memberships and stuff like that as well. Anything else to say, Alex?
No, just check out the recent transfer videos that we've already posted. And subscribe, follow the Spotify, all of that, whatnot. And fingers crossed, next time we'll speak about a win on the first day of the season.
Yes, mate. Up the Blues.